Welcome back to the pack, guys, and welcome to week 66, day 1 of Arena and the Arena Chronicles. Got a lot of things, I guess, to go through. Updated week. Apparently it's Spell and Whoosh for the Arena this time around. Let's see my own Wi-Fi. Good. Yep. So it should be pretty easy, it seems like. I don't know what the layout is. Again, I have not been keeping up to date ever since Global just decided to scramble things up, and I kind of stopped caring, because it's like, what am I going to do? You know? There's only so much, right? But let's take a look. We got login tickets, none from here. We do got tacked. Good day once again. It is a good day. It is a very good day. It's a good day to do some pulls on Corvus. Every day is a good day to do pulls on Corvus. I think if I got Corvus, it would open up a lot of avenues for me. So we're going to keep trying. We did break our 10-month-long bad streak. Let's hope we could keep that going. Make back, all 10 months of bad luck in a few pulls here. Let's try for that, yeah? Of course, CGM's going to come out, and he's a good unit, guys. He's good against Zoma. He's good against a lot of crazy units that will be coming around. Because of the spell reflect, so Zoma's going to have a hard time dealing with that. Of course, he could just use a different ability to get rid of that. But I don't know, the Disruption Wave or whatever it's called. The range on that is okay. It's a bigger rhombus than we've ever seen before. But it's still lacking in the regard that Zoma only has 2 movement, so... he has a lot of survivability, so you actually could surprisingly have him break into the front lines and maybe get away with it, but that doesn't mean you should. It's a general good practice to try to keep your units back, especially if they have decent range like Zoma will. It's going to be like a typeless Archdemon, but better. Way better. But we'll see. We'll see. Should be fun. Oh. Okay, another one of that guy. For whatever reason, we have him at 3 awake. I don't know why, but we've managed to get this guy all the way to 3 awake. Should pair nicely with CGM because of the breath, but not particularly crazy or anything. Oh, I don't have any left. Okay. Well. We tried, guys. We tried. Oh, Whoosh Arena. I wish they would just update these schedules and tell us what next week was. But they don't wanna. They just don't want to do it. That's alright, though. So how you been, Tengetsu? How are things? Roto. Isn't the Roto no Yusha is supposed to be Erdrick? It could be an L, it could be an R, it's in between kind of for Japanese. Roto. So, interesting thing there. Let's take on the Dragon Lord's Guard. I don't know if they're weak to Whoosh. They're not. It would be fun if they were. I know you guys are weak to Whoosh. Do I have any Whoosh spell users other than my, my bro here? Corvus. I think Corvus is my main Whoosh spell eating snack. Just put your son to sleep. Put your son to be 20 minutes ago. I think you mean sleep, so I'm assuming sleep. I don't know. To bed. To bed. That's what you meant. Yes. Got it. I was like, but B and sleep aren't close at all. Giving up on awakenings on things for now, saving up tact for Jamiris. Jamiris is such a good utility, you know, for a team. The AoE agility up for him is going to be crazy until they decide to give AoE agility up on an A rank or something. Like, agility up is so good that you probably don't even need 2 stacks of it to just ruin the enemy team. Hey, what's up, Dota? You know what? I'm gonna hop on voice chat just in case if anyone wants to tune in. I'll be on Kage's server. But yeah. Let's see. 4K. Pack on air. Oh, shit. You beat me here. Shit, you beat me here, man. How's it going? Let's see it.
Me here, mine, so...
Oh, you're on.
Call it a day.
Gotcha.
Changed the audio settings, I had it at full blast, so my eardrums are now bleeding.
My bad. My bad, yeah.
No, I hadn't changed anything. But I probably should have looked at that beforehand.
Yeah, you probably should have looked at that beforehand.
That's right. It's almost
It's not
got out
my
Aussie
fault,
accent
mate.
you're doing.
You just gotta understand. I'm on the other end, mate. It's not my fault. Sorry.
Don't need to apologise.
It's the actor in me. I just got to try and... I'm not trying to do yours exactly, because I can't. But, you know.
You're doing an Aussie accent is something that'll be passable and recognisable to people tuning in.
That'd be good.
Well, to me and what other poor dickhead is watching.
I would love nothing more to show up to a country and speak in whatever accent I want and them not noticing. I tried, you know, even in Armenia, they're like, dude, they're surprised because I could speak, like, very good Armenian. But there are other times, you know, since I like doing accents and whatnot, I remember they're like, okay, they looked at me in the group. We had like a table rented out at some sort of outdoor area in this like recreational, no, not recreational. It was like a kind of park reserve area. But yeah, so we had this like table that we were trying to reserve, and apparently it costs money just to have the table. And they're like, because they knew I was American, like American Armenian. They're like, don't say anything. Because they're like, the Russian Armenian or the Russian guy at the other table that was with Armenians, they got charged a higher price than the other Armenians we just asked just now. So don't say anything. Right? They're like, those guys got charged 5,000.
You as a liability.
Dude, but I love joking around in Armenia. Like, those guys have such a good sense of humor. There was no actual waiter or whatever dude walking around. So, without missing a beat, when they told me, you know, you can't talk. Without missing a beat, I'm like, with the heaviest American accent I could, I'm like, hello everybody, I'm from America, ha 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 ha, like that, but in Armenian. Like, how are you guys? Like, hello, how are you? In Armenian, that kind of, like, a long phrase and whatnot, and I was just in the heaviest possible accent. Because I was messing with them.
Another sexy voice, g'day.
G'day.
Is that Philly D?
Yes, Philly D.
Yep.
Yeah.
So your Aussie accent's not that bad either. I think Pac could be more believable, but yeah, I've heard
Pac
yours.
is himself an actor.
That was pretty good. I like that.
Well,
some people just really can't do Aussie accents, and other ones do it, and you're like, yeah, that sounds alright.
Well, yeah. I can appreciate a good Aussie accent.
I can do, you wanna hear my Chinese? I don't actually speak any Chinese, I just do Chinese gibberish, but it has
Dude, Chinese gibberish, I love that.
Pac, are you able to do... Your reaction suggested that you also had
A what?
Chinese.
是显老是怎么是没 something like that.
Yeah.
You know, like they go to the shoe and say.
是很轻松的。
Yeah, that's passable. That sounds.
Yeah, you're basically just saying very short nonsense words and then going high to low. Yep.
And then we have Vietnamese. Okay.
All right.
I haven't heard much Vietnamese, so.
And then we have Filipino.
Really? I've never heard what did you say that was?
It's Tagalog.
Tagalog, yeah, okay. You said Filipino, so I was confused.
A lot of it sounds like chickens, like buck, 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 buck.
Well, your wife's Filipino, so I guess makes sense.
But she doesn't speak any Tagalog.
Oh, she does. What about her parents? Or do they speak more Spanish?
Her parents do, yeah.
Okay,
Dad
they speak Tagalog.
barely speaks English.
Oh, wow, okay. So she can...
how quickly that changes from, immigrants coming to a country, and then, the parents can barely speak anything, and their kids are then, usually fluent, at least at a young age, and a bit of both, but then end up just defaulting to the language of the country, and then it becomes then their kids, basically. All they can do is speak the language of the country, and then the grandparents happen to be with Estonian. Like, my grandmother would slip from English into Estonian, and I'd be like, sorry, great-grandmother, and I'd be like, I have absolutely no idea what you're saying. I don't speak any of this.
Yeah, you gotta like keep using it or you lose it.
I would say you were right, Trop, but I've never actually heard Tagalog. So, and I've heard Chinese, and that sounded like Chinese, really good Chinese when he was doing it. But you have to remember that, Nib's wife is Filipino, so he would, if he's that good at Chinese, why wouldn't he just be very good at Filipino? So I'm just, taking...
So they're different languages?
Well, yeah, but, I mean, if he's heard enough times and he's fairly, decent at mimicking accents, reason would stand.
I want to hear your Filipino.
I don't even know what Filipino would sound like. I've never heard it before in my life. The Tagalog.
He did an authentic Filipino accent.
Apparently. So, I have to take it at face value. I don't know what it sounds like.
I was going to say, I'm now half convinced that he was actually born there.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys got a lot of Filipinos in Australia?
He was conceived and born. So, he just picked up a bit of it by osmosis.
There you go.
I know you guys have like a lot of Southeast Asians and whatnot in Australia, don't you?
Yeah, we got people from absolutely all over the world. It's a very, very multicultural place. Anyway, sorry, was there a point to it, or? Pack seems to have zoned out.
Tengetsu says he's Filipino, can name off foods, count to 19, say thank you, you're welcome, and ear, apparently. Ear. I didn't know. I thought Tengetsu was like a white guy. I would have just, I would never have known. He doesn't, every person that I've met in America, if they're like born to like immigrant parents, they have this slightest, ever so slightest bit of twinge in their accent. And I wasn't getting any of that from, Tengetsu. And he has like a really white name, I think, like Josh, so maybe he's like half Filipino. I don't know.
Josh Smith.
Well, they use a lot of Spanish, because, well, Spain doing what it did.
Well, yeah, I mean, and America also colonized Philippines.
Yeah, for a while, yeah.
And my in-laws describe it as a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of English, but still mostly kind of the native, like Pacific Islander Polynesian.
So, Tengetsu's full Filipino, American-born. His parents met in Florida.
Oh, is that how you pronounce it? I always thought it was
Florida. I was just having a little bit of fun. Florida. No, I was pulling out the southern drawl there.
You're fooling our Australian guest here. Yeah, Florida.
Florida.
I call it Flow Rider.
Flow Rider.
Well, it depends
also,
on
I know what Florida is. We've got our own version in Australia called Queensland, where it's hot.
Well, you just called it Florida. You just called it Florida.
I'm trying to say like the rapper, Flow Rider.
Oh, okay. So, you know, I think it depends on what part of Florida you're in. If you're up in the Panhandle, then it's Florida. You know, because you got a little bit of kind of a white trailer trash, kind of a hillbilly area up there. Then,
I love that they get their own like accent.
Yeah, well, it's a big state with a ton of people, and it's a very.
All right, let's ask the Floridian how they say Florida, because he said Florida.
Well, they say that that's way up in like the upper part of the state, like near Appalachia. But then once you get to like the middle of the state and the eastern part of the state, then you get more like an typical American accent. And then you get to the very southern part of the state where all the Cubans live. So, Florida, it's very different.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, the northern part almost goes with the rest of the South. It's almost like a different state compared to, like, the central and South Florida.
It is. It votes very Republican, and it's a
Florida!
lot like, it sounds like Alabama. It's a lot like Alabama, Georgia, whereas the middle and the south part is completely different world.
No, I was in Central Florida, Orlando, most of my life. It was a typical mishmash of cultures or something, he said. Ethnic something. Disappeared.
I wonder if that's sort of becoming increasingly common that, people are growing up with, sort of diverse people that they know and, getting able to see a lot of cultures and a lot of sort of, I guess, second and third generation that have, fled from somewhere, or immigrated for other reasons. I wonder if there's many places...
I didn't say it wasn't a mishmash of cultures. I'm just saying that the central part of the state, from my experience, and I worked there summers, I didn't stay there my whole life, but is very different from the Panhandle, which is very different from the southern tip near Miami.
Fair enough.
It's always interesting when I hear from like two people that'll say about what a place is like, and one of them's like, no, it's like this, another one goes, no, it's not, and it's like, as you just said, it's like your experience from where, you've been, and especially for big places with a lot of population, it can be very different from postcode to postcode.
I have no idea about any of it, but, I'll just take it at face value what you guys are saying, because I only went there a few times. I don't really know what Florida is like.
Well, I mean, it's like, I grew up in Iowa, right? And, somebody could be like, oh, I went there and it was nothing but cornfields and hicks, and I got attacked by a farmer and a pig.
Could have been.
And I would be like,
and another one could be in Slipknot.
I mean, they actually have civilization there too, so,
Yeah.
Or like Armenia, well, like I went there and all they were doing was like fucking goats, and that's all they ever did.
Mm-hmm.
And you could be like, well, no, I think there's other things.
That's the neighboring country.
Other hobbies.
That's the neighboring country, Azerbaijan. Goat fuckers.
Okay, that's wrong country in the Caucasus. Gotcha.
Yeah. They have those lonely nights on top of the Caucasus Mountains, and they only have those goats to keep them company.
Yeah. The romantic setting, those lonely, starry nights away from big cities, see all the stars.
Yeah, I like that idea. Just going up to the mountain somewhere. There's like less light pollution. You could actually see the Milky Way on like a night where it's a new moon or something.
Yeah.
Oh, he did, Trop. I haven't gotten back to him yet. I was supposed to. It would have been funny because I've been ignoring him, like bar none. Just like any message he sent me, I've flat out ignored. When I realized that he was just trying to manipulate me, I was like, well, there's no point in me talking to him because he's just going to do that manipulation thing. But yeah, I could troll him a little bit. Does that really bother you though? Like the me changing what is it, like trolling Tukey or whatever, or is that just more for the rest of the guild to feel nice and gushy and like we're not the bad guys or something in the community.
I think that ship has sailed, sir.
Yeah, see, I don't... Yeah, so I don't know. Trop doesn't care, but it does feel like poor sportsmanship. Maybe, I don't know. I find it hilarious.
I would say only if Tukey actually says something. Then yeah, I would be like, okay, got me, fine.
Well, I mean, I could keep it to stuff that's like funny, but not like so barbed. I mean, we are running a guild. I don't have to always go at it, but I just found it funny, so I did change my... If you guys didn't know, I changed my name to YA because we're facing YA. So I did YA up, Tukey 0, because that's like all I could fit in my name.
I remember you spending like an hour trying to figure out what you could put in, and then you found you could do the greater than symbol, and...
You're saying that Tukey has good members in his guild, but Tukey himself isn't good?
I'm not saying as game-wise. I'm saying as far as who we care about. Like, because he had it out for us with his video, kind of. It was very milquetoast, so not really. But the threats in the background were. So even though he had that kind of thing with us, I still like the rest of YA. Like, most of the people there are super chill. Like, it had nothing to do with Tukey. So I was just trying to make a goofy name, but not also bring YA down with it, because they're cool people.
Would you take it down if Tukey asked you to explicitly?
Take what down? No. If he asked me, no. I mean, we're already past them anyway.
Change your name is what I'm saying.
Oh, no. I wouldn't. But we're already past facing Tukey's guild. So I'm just going to have a different one up for next one. So far I have GVG. But I don't know what I'm going to do for the next guild. And it probably won't be barbed. It'll just be fun, if anything.
You're basically just taking the piss, right? You're posting something silly
that I'm taking the piss
and reference to who you're facing.
Have you seen people like spontaneously combust, like when you're trying to take the piss out of them? Have you ever experienced that?
Only once or twice in my life, and that's sort of given me the idea of like, okay, can't have fun with this person.
Piss out of somebody?
Having fun with them, like
it's busting their balls.
Making fun of them, but. It's usually,
that's the American
in a way,
speakers.
like Aussies tend to probably be a bit worse with it than some other cultures, but it's not seen as like bullying or...
That's what I'm trying to say. People think I was like bullying.
Like, you're making fun of them, yeah, but then they can also make fun of you as well.
Yeah,
you take the piss out of each other.
Yeah, but
you don't just be like, oh my god, this person's made fun of me, so now I'm going to threaten their family. You know, like it's... I know some people on the internet are like that, but yeah, it's...
I've actually found a lot of people can't take the return in the DQT community. Like, they're very good at opening up the channel, but aren't good. Like, if there's a revenge, it's not taken well. Often.
See, then that's just boring. Like, I just don't understand the idea of it's like... It's like basically wanting to go in and play a video game and going, I want to play a battle royale, I want to do something, but I want to be invincible, no one's allowed to shoot at me, no one's allowed to do whatever, I just need to win the whole time. Like, it's just, how is that fun?
You're right, it's not.
I don't get it. If you're not willing to let other people take the piss out of you, or, even take it out of yourself, like, you shouldn't be throwing barbs out, in my opinion.
But that's the thing. It's like people are like, oh, you're bullying him, and I'm just like, oh no, poor Tukey. Like, someone said something. Like the world's coming down. It's so weird how people can take things so seriously. Like if I said anything negative to you, Delta, would your whole world come crashing down?
Well, I mean,
for you,
that's
Delta.
That's kind of a young point of view. Like, sometimes if you say something, it's interpreted like what right, like, what do you know about that, or like, what right do you have to even talk to that?
But
or, I mean, if you say something that's just completely random, that's not germane to, you know, like, haha, your dad is dying of cancer, you know, like, you know,
yeah, but no one's after that. Yeah,
but,
of course, but like Delta, like for you, because since sorry, I was addressed. I did say Delta in the question. Sorry. But yeah, like for you, like, is there anything like I could say that would just not anything? Well, I'm sure there's some things, right? But I mean, like, if I was just like words on the internet, like, would that ruin your day? Like, would that just?
Well, it wouldn't ruin my day. Like, if say for example, like the example that Phil gave, like something like that, where it's there's no context to it. It's not actually what is in. There's no joking context to it. It wouldn't be funny. Stuff like that, it would just be shit. And I'd just look at that and go like, okay, this person's a cunt. It's not then banter, it's just stupid, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like, say, for example, if I'd, accidentally autoed in a guild v guild match and caused us to lose, and people made fun of me for it, like, that would have context, within the game, within the community, and it'd be like, yeah, my bad, I fucked up, so I should then, take the banter from this. Like, that kind of stuff would never bother me at all.
At least you have control over that, because it was, you know what you did, right? So.
Yeah, I know what I did. And even if, like, some people might go, hey, it's excessive, or people mention it 6 months later, or, it gets mentioned all the time, this is a guy lost skill again. I'd own that. Like, it'd be like, yeah, my bad. Yeah, bit.
Oh, really? I get tired of jokes real quick. Like,
yeah, and there's differences with that, right?
We heard that one, thanks,
Yeah, that's great, get some new material, and you can retort back with that. But some people have different sort of, I guess, tolerances for it, or points where it's just like, this joke's been made like 1,000 times now, it's really not. And like, say, for example, if someone was new, they just started the game, and then going, hey, look, I'm jumping into this, joke that's been done 1,000 times, it's sort of like, who are you, not part of this? Like, I can get that sort of point of view as well, but, from my perspective with that stuff, it's never bothered me. But I can understand why other people would go like, yeah, there's enough of this, or it just doesn't have a point to it.
Oh,
see how much
jeez.
damage this does.
That's only a plus. That's only an S7 0 wake Corvus.
Yeah, pretty good.
But I did use his angelic ward or whatever that boosts his spell potency, I think.
Yeah.
So, not quite accurate. Like, if you're just consistently attacking turn 1, turn 2, that's not going to be how hard you're hitting. Oh, still pretty nice.
I did notice that the list was not posted today. Of course.
Yeah, he probably got the because I was doing a lot of catch-up reading. I was pretty shit-faced yesterday. You could imagine.
It had to be on a day where I got 160 on attack and 10 on
It's
defense.
probably because there was the complaint the day before, and they just shut the whole thing down now. At least, I mean, if Exist controls it, he probably
I didn't
lost his motivation.
I don't care if he shuts it down.
He probably just lost his motivation to do it. I don't know. I can't speak for that guy, right? Like, just ask him.
Well,
I don't know.
That's not my goal.
Who knows? I'm just shooting the breeze here.
I was promised.
Again, I don't know because I'm not in his mind. I'm just shooting the breeze.
I know. I'm not asking you to be in his mind.
Yeah, but you got.
Which part of him do you want to be in?
Oh,
or
no.
do you want Pac to be in?
There it is. I wish I had that kind of quick. Well, sometimes.
Pretty good one.
Yeah, it was. But you talked to everyone else about it, cleared things up, or what happened there?
No, there's no. He didn't post it today.
Aside from that, like the one from before.
You mean from yesterday?
Yeah. You talked to everyone about it. You're in a good spot with that, or whatever.
Oh no, I'm not. I have forgiven everyone's kind of de-escalated and apologized, and I own some of that for kind of making a big issue out of it. But no, I'm not it has kind of shown me the way things are going to go with communication and the way the leadership works and promises and all that stuff. And so it's like forgive and forget. Like forgive, yes. Forget, no. Yeah, that'll take a lot longer, you know. As I did go to bed thinking, and I didn't really think about this because I was like done with the game. I went to bed and then I woke up and the first thing I saw was that I was the only negative net and at the bottom of the list after I was asked to carry more weight. You know what I mean? So no, it's not. I'm not better. I'm not gonna be. It is what it is. So there's nothing anyone can say or do to change that. It's already been put out there, and it's nothing personal. It's just kind of the way things work in the guild, and I don't agree with it at all. Doesn't mean anyone's a bad person. Doesn't mean I think anyone's a bad person or that I dislike anyone personally. It's just not how I would run things at all. So it's almost
forgive
like
me for my
a purely
ignorance.
professional disagreement, I would say.
So is this like sort of rating people's performance in guild by some measure and then like posting it out there?
Stupid. It's really stupid. I'll admit it's really stupid and frivolous, and it's just one guy's unofficial list that he tallies, and you know the claim is that it doesn't matter, but everything like that ends up mattering in some way, and you know if there's no other way for me to measure how I'm valued as a guildmate, that's what I'm going to use, and. You know, so I was quote unquote promoted to the extreme because I have a strong account, and asked to take on harder. So I took on the hardest target whatever the fuck it was, and it was a hellish match, and yeah, they collaborated with me, and a group of like 5 or 6 guildmates worked together with me, and we won. But he ended up scoring 5 more points against me because he attacked me too, right? Yep, so not only did my offense have to go against the one guy in their guild that's like a complete fucking baller, like he's a huge whale, and his setup was really expertly done, but he attacked me too. So both my offense and defense were put to the test more than anyone else, right? And so after that, I was like, okay, cool, we did it, guys. I was feeling pretty good. I was like, hey, you know, because they helped out. And then I was like, oh, I'm net 5 negative and nobody else is negative. I'm at the bottom of the card. And I was asked to take on the hardest guy, and I was told that it would be a 160 anyway if I won, and it wasn't. And then I was told, well, I can't control exist. And it's like, well, okay. How convenient that you can absolve yourself of the leadership in that scenario, but when it comes time to tell me who to attack, that's when you do have leadership. It's very selective, kind of passing the buck, and it's just how it is. Again, it's a professional disagreement. It's like that's not how I would run a guild at all. And you know,
it's one of those things where data can end up being very misleading. Because if you have like here's your score, you know that you've got versus what you gave up in it, but you've gone against the hardest person, and everyone else has had easier matches. You've made it easier for all the rest of your team.
I did make it easier.
Exactly. So then if it's just a plus and minus, and they go, here, you're rated for this, it's like, well, that's not the whole story.
Sure.
So yeah, I can understand why you'd get annoyed by that.
To be fair, I mean, there were like. Pac was there, Trop was there, a few other people were there actually like collaborating with me on the whole thing. Yep. So it wasn't just me by myself winning, to be fair, but it was my defense winning by itself, and it was my account, and I know my account, right? So I was still asked to carry more weight,
10 was there too.
And it's just really, really annoying how it's like, well, I can't do anything, it's like. So you're just going to accept the fact that I feel cheated. I was cheated. A promise was broken. And then what happened the next day was, yes, I was a petty little asshole. And I attacked the easiest target on their team. Maybe not the easiest, but I attacked an easy target. I killed him in 1 round and got a 160. Okay.
That's awesome.
Okay, and apparently that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. I get it. technically, I'm incorrect.
But,
technically, they're correct.
Being a bit of an asshole, but also proving a point. Because if all that matters is just getting that, hey, on this like internal score, plus versus minus thing, if I do it early and go against the easiest one, this is the best way to do it. It's not great for the guild, but you did it great for the guild, and you got made fun of for it or blasted for it or whatever. So you're like, well, all right, I'm gonna do what's best for me now.
One person said, "Oh, good job. Oh, I should have been the one to attack the end." It's like, oh. God damn. Like you should have just left it at like, hey, good job,
Yep.
And it wasn't just, Tengetsu was there too. Nobunaga was there. Nobunaga actually, I think, committed the most ideas to the match, right? Anyway, and so I was a petty little asshole. The next day, I attacked the easiest target, got an easy 160. By the way, my defense got a 160 too. My defense got a 10, a perfect 10, right?
Yep.
Anyway, so, and then all of a sudden, the guild leader has all the power in the world to tell me, you're not supposed to be attacking the easiest targets. Like, oh, that's very convenient, sir. Right? And he's correct. I should be attacking the harder targets so that people with not as powerful of a castle as mine can go for those guys. I completely agree. It's just like, oh, so you're able to tell me what to do now, but not when it comes time to give me the bonus points that you yourself said I should get. So it's, from my perspective, it's just kind of this wishy-washy, really selective, passing the buck leadership style. That is, again, it's just like how it works. It doesn't mean Trop is a bad guy. Trop is a great guy. I think Trop is a fucking great guy, okay? He's a great player, and I can say that about most of the people in the guild. It's just, it's must be watched.
They were super hard matches, too.
We'll see.
Don't care about 50 gold trophies. I really don't care about trophies.
I'm the outsider, I'm the black sheep, but whatever.
It's sort of hard if there's not, because the whole plus versus minus thing for your score versus what you give up seems like a good way to rate stuff. But if it's not even, it's like the other sort of series I play a lot, Gears. If you're playing Horde, everyone's doing different classes.
Don't exactly see it that way myself. But anyways, guys, this has been The Peak. And if you want to join The Peak with The Peak, go ahead and subscribe down below. If you like this video, then like this video. If you have something to say, write down in the comments down below. If you want to support the Arena Chronicles, go ahead and share. If you want to see more Arena Chronicles, go ahead and hit that bell icon for notifications, guys. This ain't Twitch. Join Kage's gaming Discord server for all the best DQT conversations, and join my server for all the best DQT guides. Anyways, guys, this is not Australia, if you guys are getting missing. Anyways, guys, this is The Peak, signing out. Peace.